Okay, my dear friends, in this lesson, we are going to study used to and be used to. Of course, I will show you the differences between used to and be used to. And we will give a lot of examples. And after the examples we give, I will try to explain it to you. And I want you to give me more examples about used to and be used to. Let's write our title. Our title is used to and be used to. Let me start with used to. And I want you to know that used to is always simple past tense. We use used to with past tense because it's past tense. It is about the past. It is not about present. It is not about future, but about past. And I want to write the structure of it, and later we will talk about used to. Let me say, I used to watch cartoons when I was a child. I used to watch cartoons when I was a child. What does it mean? It means that now, let's say I am 35 years old. How old are you? You say you are 15 years old. Okay, she is 19 years old. But when I was a child, it means that I used to watch cartoons when I was a child. Means that I don't watch a cartoon now. What does it mean? It means that it was my habit when I was a child, but I don't do it anymore. The habits and the truths about the past, but now we don't do it. It means that now I am a teenager, I don't watch cartoons. I watch, for example, documentary films now. So, when you say I used to, when you look at the structure, we use used to after the subject. I used to, you used to, he used to, she used to. For all the subjects, it is same. I, you, we, she, they. I always use used to. And after used to, we use the main form, the first form of the word with used to. Let me give you some examples. I used to run very fast when I was 5. When I was 5, I used to run very fast means now I can't run very fast. When I was 5, I was athletic. So I was doing sport, but now I am older. I can't run very fast. You can say that I used to, or my sister don't. I always write I. Let me change. Mike used to read a lot. Mike used to read a lot means in the past Mike had a habit. Okay? He had a habit to read, but now he doesn't read anymore. He doesn't read anymore. Or another example, I can write another example. My father used to wear jeans in his office. So, what does this mean? My father used to wear jeans in his office means my father doesn't wear jeans. Maybe he wears sweat. He wears sweat in his job now because his boss doesn't let him wear jeans. He wore jeans in the past, but now he doesn't wear jeans. The habitual activities that we did in the past, but we don't do anymore. The habitual activities that we did in the past, but we don't do anymore. So we use used to with this one. And I want to write another example. I used to smoke cigarette. For example, you sit on a table with your friend, you have a meeting or you have a chat, a good chat, and then your friend wants to smoke, okay? He suggests you, would you like to smoke? You say, oh no, I used to. When you say, no, I used to means I had a habit, okay? I had accustomed to, I had a habit that smoking cigarette in the past, but I quit it. I left smoking. I gave up smoking. I don't smoke anymore. When you say, I used to. So he understands and he says, oh, sorry, okay? And he doesn't want you to smoke because he knows that you smoked in the past, but you don't smoke anymore, okay? The negative form of used to is didn't used to. Let me write an example with didn't used to. Let me write another example with didn't used to. My mother didn't used to cook delicious meals, delicious food. What does it mean? It means that in the past, my mother couldn't cook delicious meals, delicious food, but now she can cook it. She knows how to cook, and her food, her meals, her dishes are awesome. Let me write another one. I didn't used to sleep late. What does it mean? I didn't used to sleep late. It means that in the past, I always slept early. It was my habit when I was a university student. Let me give an example from myself. I was a university student when I was a high school student or when I was a teacher in the first years of my teaching. I used to sleep early. So I didn't used to sleep late means now I used to sleep. I didn't used to sleep late means now I am sleeping late these days. But in the past I didn't have a habit. It was not my habitual activity. So the negative form of used to is didn't used to. And what about be used to? And let me talk about be used to. I want to remind you something that I told you. We use used to for past activities. Just we use used to for the past, but we use be used to both for the past and present activities. What is that? let me write an example with be used to and let's talk about it. I am used to living lonely. I am used to. What does be means? If your be is present tense, we use am, is, are. No, you want to use a past form of it, so we use, for singulars we use was, for plurals we use were. So I can say I am used to, she is used to, they are used to for present, and I was used to, they were used to for the past actions. Hey, but there's a difference. There is no am, is, are in used to, but there is be in be used to. And after to, I use the main form of the verb, the first form of the verb after used to, but after be used to, we use verb with ing. It is a special phrase in English. I used to live lonely. Hey, let me write it. I used to live lonely. I used to live lonely. It is this one. I am used to living lonely is the second one. Let me tell you the difference between these two phrases. As I said to you before, I used to live lonely means it is the past habitual activity. What does it mean? It means that in the past, I was alone. I didn't have a homemate. I didn't have a roommate. I was alone in my house in the past, but now I don't live lonely. Maybe this man or woman, he married, he has a family, he lives with his family. Maybe he returns to his parents, maybe he lives with his parents or with his friends. I know something about this man that he doesn't live lonely now, but he lived lonely in the past. But look at this one. I am used to living lonely means, okay, I am used to means, this is, I am accustomed to living lonely. I am accustomed to living lonely. My friends ask me, hey, Bülent, aren't you afraid of living lonely? For example, you live in a big house and, for example, when it gets dark, I feel myself horrible, okay? I am horrified, I am terrified. So, are you afraid of living lonely? I said, no, I am used to living lonely. Means, I am accustomed to it. I am accustomed to living lonely. So, it is not, when I read this sentence, it is not about the past. It is about present. Okay? Now, as I said to you, I used to smoke. What was I used to smoke? I used to smoke means, when I was young, I was smoking, I smoked, but later I left it. But now I don't smoke. But when you say, hey, you're cooking, isn't smoking is harmful for you? So it makes your health worse. You say, no, I am used to smoking means I am accustomed to smoking. Okay? So be accustomed to is different to used to. Another example with used to, be used to. We are used to waiting for girls. The boys say so. So say, hey, Aren't you bored? You are always waiting the girls, for example, at the door of the cinema. No. As boys, we are used to waiting the girls at the door of the cinemas, at the door of the theaters. Okay? So the difference, the structural difference is used to is used with the main verb, but be used to is used with verb ing, but we don't use with the past activities. We don't use be, but with present and past activities we use be used to. Hey, I said I am used to living. I can say that I was used to. Okay, I can use it in past tense also. For example, I was used to traveling with my dog. I was used to traveling with my dog. I am used to traveling. Okay, I have a dog, and if you say I am used to traveling, it means that I have a dog and I travel with him. But it's related. Okay, last year it was not difficult for me, so I could take my dog all the historical places to the hotels. So I was used to traveling with my dog. So the different things, they are completely different from each other, because this is about past, this is about the activities that we are accustomed to. Okay? Good. Okay, see you in the next lesson.